There's a delight in sitting with your emotions and understanding them. Sitting with them, creating some time and space to just recognize what is truly felt right now. Because very often what happens is that whatever is felt can somehow be tainted by thoughts and ideas and reasoning. So if there's some type of fear or sadness, the thoughts may interject and try to steer away from recognizing the sadness, recognizing the fear. It kind of blurs out the emotion itself. But just because it's blurry doesn't mean that it's been recognized, it's been solved, it's been understood. And so creating the time and space to sit with your emotions, just to feel how this is operating, just to feel what there is to feel, and to just recognize it and give it conscious attention. This is actually a tremendous opportunity that is usually jeopardized by the notion that we already understand ourselves. We already understand how the emotions are playing out. And most of the time that isn't so. Most of the time is a big ball of blurry emotions all mixed together. And then we try to run away from that. It becomes too much to handle. And so directing and creating space and time to just direct conscious and sincere attention. I'm just going to sit here and look and just feel what's really happening. And when something is felt, see how the mind or how the thoughts are reacting to what is felt. Look at the judgments and the notions that arise. What is that all about? Why are these notions and judgments arising? And then understand it. There needs to be some sense of appreciation for what is felt. There needs to be some sense of gratitude. Imagine if you do or don't have children, you have a small child that you're trying to communicate with. Imagine the level of attention you would give this child, hopefully at least. That type of attention, there is some sense of purity in that. There's some sense of sincerity. And it's a reflection of the purity of the child itself. But because of the familiarity of ourselves and the contents of ourselves, the memories, the thoughts, and the life trajectory and the options in front of us and our environment, because of that, we then lack the level of sincerity when observing ourselves. But really sitting with your emotions, if you do this just for some time, just for 10 minutes, sit down, just do nothing. Everything can wait for 10 minutes. And to just sit there and feel what is happening. There's so much taking place. And a lot of it has been numbed out. And the parts that you've numbed out are also the parts that may perhaps give you some sense of meaning. Maybe the parts that perhaps make life colorful and joyful. And that's the thing with emotions. It's one placeholder. And so if you're feeling fearful or sad or depressed or empty or whatever the description may be, it's impossible to feel something else at the same time. It may oscillate between the two, but it's impossible to feel two emotions at the same time. You may describe how you feel at the moment by using two different emotions, but you can't feel two things at once. And so if there's some sort of pain or fear, and we numb that out of the way, it becomes blurry because of the interjection of thoughts and justifications, then we are also doing this to happiness, to gratitude, to awe, to understanding, to liberation. We are also numbing these things out. It's not really a pick and choose kind of project, this. In the moment that's understood, and the moment you are okay with that, it's realized immediately that it's always been okay anyway. So don't be afraid to sit with your emotions for a while and to just understand what's going on. Just observe it and look at how the mind or the thoughts try to interject and be so involved in what's happening. It's very difficult to have the thoughts and the emotions and what is felt to be all in alignment. But one thing's for certain, one thing's for sure, and that is that the level of certainty of the direct experience of what is felt is higher than the level of certainty of a thought or a projection or an imagination or even a memory. And that's because the thoughts are somewhat a speculation of a matter, whereas the experience is the experience of the matter directly. And so when you are feeling a particular emotion, go and sit with the emotion, not the thought that is being projected upon the emotion, not the label or the idea or the description of that emotion. If you truly sit with that emotion, it will be understood through the experience of it, rather than through the speculation of it. So don't be afraid to sit with your emotions. I really hope this helps. This is Hassan from the Spiritual Walks, and we are all on a journey towards the truth.